Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. Get yourself comfortable and prepare for some interesting stories. One of them is a story about a crazy woman who is looking for her daughter at the library and cops. So watch what will happen to her next. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Me, PO1, PO2, Police Officers 1 and 2. EM, entitled Mother. GM, Good Stepmom. This happened yesterday, and we have a meeting about it later today. I work for a library in a small rural town. We have a policy if anyone calls or comes in looking for someone, we're not allowed to tell them if they are here or not, or where they can find them. This is for cases if someone is looking to fight someone, or a rando is looking for a child that may not be theirs. Now with that logic in place, let's set the scene. I was working circulation last night around 6 p.m. We get a call. I answer. Me. Hello, this is Ann County Library. How may I help you? EM. Yes, I'm looking for my daughter. Gives a brief description of the child. She should be there. She came in with another lady. Me. Sorry, ma'am, we're not allowed to tell you who's here or not, as we cannot verify that you are who you claim to be. EM. What? Me. We cannot tell you if a child is here because we cannot verify you are the parent. EM. What the heck? She pauses and gets distant. I hear her yell to somebody in the background. EM. They won't tell me she's there because they can't verify I'm the parent of my own gosh darn daughter. She abruptly hangs up the phone. Since we're the only two there for closing for the night, I tell my coworker, we might get an angry lady looking for a child. She already knows we can't tell her anything. What's important is that she's at reference while I'm at circ. She basically looks after study rooms and computer labs, while I look at the stacks, so no one can watch the desk. And sure enough, around 10 to 15 minutes later, EM huffs into the place. EM, where is my daughter? Me, this is a library, ma'am. You need to lower your voice, or you need to leave. And I told you over the phone, we are not allowed to tell you who is here, but you can have a look around. EM, did you tell me to lower my gosh darn voice? I'm looking for my daughter, craphead. Where is she? Me, again, I cannot tell you. Now lower your voice and stop cussing, or I'll be forced to call the police to escort you out of the building. Little side note, our library is right next to the police station, like directly across. We're neighbors. EM gets quiet and huffs around the place. We are not that big, so it takes about 5 minutes to look everywhere a patron can be. Once she's finished, she comes back, and this is where the crap really hits the fan. EM, I couldn't find my daughter out there. I'm gonna check back there. She points at the entrance to the staff-only backroom for the desk workers. Me, ma'am, you cannot go back there. This is only for 2 of us working, and I can't allow you back there in the first place. It could be a liability. EM, my daughter could be back there. Unlikely, as you have to have keys to open that door. Me, ma'am, the final answer is no. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're being disruptive and disturbing the peace. EM, no, I'm calling the police. You're holding my daughter hostage. Me, what the? EM proceeds to actually call the police while I sit there dumbfounded. About 5 minutes later, 3 police cars arrive for the retrieval of a child who wasn't there. As they walk in, EM started screeching. EM, they have my daughter locked up in the back and they won't let her out. PO looks confused, and we're a public library, so I have to explain what's happening and unlock the staff only for them to search just in case. EM smirks and says, was that so hard, you friggin' idiot? PO2, lady, there is no one back here. Do you know where your daughter was last? EM, she was here last. This idiot wouldn't tell me if she was here or not. Me, our policy is we can't tell you if someone is here, but you're free to look around. We do this to prevent people from looking for a specific person to fight, or, in the case of children, so they are not abducted. We cannot confirm you are the parent. Photos don't help because we don't know if you're not allowed to see the child because of visitation issues from a divorce or a loss of custody. In this case, it was the very last option. The police officer just shakes her head. PO1, did he tell you this already? EM, yes, but she starts to choke up. At this point, a woman and a girl walk in with snacks and a drink from the gas station a couple blocks down. The GM started to yell, GM, what the heck are you doing here? Did you come here to see your daughter? Are you insane? We have discussed this many times with your ex. You can't be popping up like this to see your daughter. EM, but I miss my baby. I wanted to see her. GM, you lost that right when you left her in a car and disappeared for hours. You're lucky she's even here. EM starts to bawl. The officers split up and talk to GM while the others detain EM to see if she needs arrested. Sadly, this is where it ends, as we are not told anything, but it was really freaking crazy and pretty fun. I mean, we get a lot of weird people who come in, but by far this was the most exciting. That woman is stupid crazy to realize that every time her name appears on a police report, her chances of ever seeing, let alone having custody of her daughter, get cut in half. I guess a library is now added to the long list of places where she's no longer welcome. We moved into our house 3 weeks ago. It has a lovely backyard that backs onto a public walking path with a 4-foot chain link fence. There's a gate from the yard onto the path, which is required by the city. The yard also has an oddity, an in-ground trampoline. Yes, you read that right. Someone had professionally installed a gymnastic-style trampoline to be ground level. We're in the process of having this removed because A, it's stupid, and B, the trampoline has been exposed to 15 plus years of Canadian winter, and I doubt it's safe. Yesterday I was in the kitchen when I heard the sounds of springs bouncing. I thought it was odd, since none of our yards near me have trampolines. I look out the window, and there's a preschool-aged kid bouncing on my trampoline, while Mom stands on the pathway and watches. I come flying out of the house. This is the exchange that occurred. Me, excuse me, you can't use the trampoline. It's private. Mom, yes I can. This is my friend's house. Who are you? Me, if it was your friend's house, you'd know she moved out a month ago. This is my house now, and you don't have permission. Mom, starting to look huffy. She said we could keep using it. Me, that isn't up to her. That's up to me. It's unsafe and you cannot use it. Mom, it's not your house. It's your dad's house. I've seen him. Okay, so clearly she lives somewhere nearby. Me, you mean my husband? I can assure you, I do own it. If you'd like, I can call the police, and they'll sort it out for us. The entire exchange has occurred while my dogs are going insane in the house. They can see someone strange in their yard. They are also not small dogs. One is nearly 200 pounds. Mom steps into the yard, picks up her kid from the trampoline, and steps back. Mom, your dogs are monsters. Me, I'm going to go open the door and let them out so you can find out. Mom took off down the path with her confused-looking kid. I put a zip tie on the gate so it can't be opened, and we'll be finding a company this week to take it down and fill in the pit of despair under it. Not as exciting as some tales, but this one is true. You could cut the trampoline from one side to the other so that way nobody can bounce on it again. I'm not sure what the springs would do if the fabric is cut, but at least nobody could jump on it again. That is, until you get someone to remove it. This happened in 2004 when I was 14. We just moved from Australia to New Zealand. The town had a population of around 12,000 people, which was a big step up from the town we moved from, around 2,000 people. It seemed like my mom's entitlement got worse by having an extra 10,000 people for her to annoy. Within a month, my sister and I had settled into our new schools, and Mother Dearest found her preferred, cheapest grocery store to shop at. I should mention that my mom is not disabled, but did that stop her from parking in the disabled parking spot? No. The first month went fine until my mother got lazy. Whenever we went grocery shopping, she would always complain while walking towards the entrance that there was never anyone parked in the disabled parking spot, and she would say things like, I don't see why I'm not allowed to park there, and there's nobody in this darn town that need it anyway. This last comment was total BS on her part, as there is a paraplegic who lived in town, which she knew about, and regardless, those spaces are for disabled people, not her. Then one day, Me and my sister were in the car while Mom was driving to the grocery store. We usually park close to the front door, but close to the side where there were usually a few spare parking spots. I was expecting her to stop there, but she didn't. Instead, she drove all the way to the front and parked in the disabled parking spot. Me: Mom, this is disabled parking. You can't park here. Mom: Of course I can. This spot is vacant. Me: It's illegal for you to park here. You'll get a fine. Mom: No, I won't. I have the right to park here. If there's no disabled person parked here, I don't see any disabled person. Do you? Me: Whatever, Mom. But you're going to get a fine. I got out of the car and walked across the street to the park. I didn't want to be seen with my mom, but I wanted to keep an eye out for the parking officer or police person who I knew would come. Even in a small town, the police were very diligent about rule breakers. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, I saw a policeman walk up to the car, check the license and lack of disabled sticker, and write a ticket that he placed on her windscreen. I sent Mother Dearest a text. That I'd meet her at the patrol station when she was done. I didn't want to be seen getting into her car, but I made sure to hang out around so I could see her reaction when she saw the fine. Sure enough, 10 minutes later I saw my mom come out of the store, see the ticket, and she flipped out. She started cursing and stomping her feet on the ground like a child that lost her toy. Only in this case, it was a fine for $80. I chuckled to myself as I walked to the patrol station a few blocks over. I got there a few minutes before my mom did, and I could see the anger on her face as she got out of the car, slammed it, and started filling up her tank. Me, faking concern: What's wrong, Mom? Mom: You shut your mouth. I smiled and got into the car. We got back home and my mom got straight on the phone to debate the parking fine. I overheard the call. Mom: Yeah. I got a fine for parking in an empty parking spot. There was nobody else parked there, but I had to park there because I have a bad leg and can't walk that far. What? No, I don't have a stick, but that doesn't matter? No. Hold on. What? But no. Disabled? No, but oh, you stupid idiot. I'm not paying this fine. And she hung up. A month later, I'd assume she paid the fine, but obviously not. She got a letter in the mail regarding the unpaid fine, which was now $100, due to relayed payment. Mom went to the courthouse and paid it, but I didn't hear the end of it for 3 months after that, as she complained about any chance she got, making out like she was the victim. I wish I could say that she learned a lesson, but she didn't. She parked there a few more times, and shock, horror, got more fines. A Karen never learns. That's the problem with these type of people. They only see that there's a closed parking spot that they don't get to park in. They're incapable of seeing that the reason for the parking spot is because the person has a disability that makes it harder for them. This is the same type of person who wants to cut disability benefits because they shouldn't get paid for sitting around the house doing nothing. You know what? They would prefer to be able to go out and work. Well guys, that's it for today. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider subscribing. And if you missed the last episode on the channel, I'm going to link it right here. The story is about an entitled cousin of OP's boyfriend who once demanded we take his kids with him on their trip. Check this out if you haven't, and we'll see you in my next video.